Thanks for watching County Report This Week. I'm Susan Kennedy. The Maryland General Assembly is officially underway, and this year and for the next 90 days, lawmakers will be busy reviewing more than 2,300 bills, including the state's budget. Though it's not expected to be a year for spending cuts or tax increases to balance the budget, there are other priorities that will most certainly dominate the discussion. Transportation will be a top priority for Montgomery County legislators during this year's session. With many projects delayed for years due to lack of funding, one thing that's certain to be on the table this year is the gas tax.
We understand that anything else going forward, any of these other master plans that are directly related to expanding our tax base, et cetera, really depends on transportation. And so for us, this is it. And we understand that there needs to be some type of a solution, whether it's a gas tax, a sales tax. I think that the executive, the council, everybody is on the same page that a solution needs to be found and that the transportation trust fund needs to be replenished.
The needs in Montgomery County have grown tremendously over the years as we've grown as the largest jurisdiction in the state of Maryland, but also one of the ones that has the most diversity. And with that comes needs. And our transportation needs are great. And we really need to have some sort of transportation revenue package to be able to deliver for our constituents, the majority of constituents within the state of Maryland.
County government officials want the state to invest in Montgomery. As the state's key economic engine, council members say it's critical projects like the Purple Line and the Quarter Cities Transitway get moving. Failing to address the county's infrastructure challenges would be detrimental to both the county and state economy.
For those folks that are investing in Montgomery County, that are bringing in the dollars, that are bringing that money, bringing those jobs, and then we're sending that tax revenue to Annapolis. If we're not successful, if we're not able to bring the jobs, if we're not able to bring the companies, bring the people into Montgomery County, they're not able to do any of the other things that they need to do within the state coffers.
County leaders are also looking for capital investments in education, not only the public schools, but Montgomery College and the University of Maryland at Shady Grove.
We understand that we take care of our responsibilities, but we always need that extra support, and we're looking forward to ensuring that we also receive a fair share. We do have, of course, increased enrollment, and that will also dictate some money in terms of state aid. So we're monitoring that carefully as well, but it's definitely a need that continues.
As of January 1st, same-sex marriage is legal in the state of Maryland. Although the Montgomery County Courthouse was closed on New Year's Day, it reopened on January 2nd with several same-sex weddings on the calendar. MyMC Media's Sonia Burke met some of these local couples who wasted no time getting to the altar and changing their status from single to married for the new year. Sonia?
It's a historic day in Montgomery County, as you can tell from the supporters behind me, as the first same-sex marriages took place today here at the courthouse.
Because we're going to the courthouse and we're gonna get married.
The first same-sex couple to get married at the Montgomery County Courthouse has been together for over 13 years.
We can love each other and be seen as a married couple. Yeah.
The second couple met on Facebook and traveled to Montgomery County from Washington, D.C. for their wedding.
Being able to marry someone I love, been loving, will always love, that's a great feeling.
The first female couple to wed at the courthouse are Bethesda residents. They said their vows after lunch on January 2nd.
I love and adore you. I know, me too. I don't know, I pretty much knew from the very beginning when I saw her, so.
She chased me relentlessly.
On this historic day, Clerk of the Court Loretta Knight officiated at each of the same-sex marriages.
We have a standard civil ceremony, and we changed the wording to incorporate spouse instead of husband and wife. And then at the end, we say that you are legally married.
As a lesbian, this is a day that I never thought that I would see in my lifetime, so it's really, really important to me that we get to have equal rights like everybody else.
I could never imagine as a kid growing up in Mississippi standing outside a courthouse where people are actually getting married, like same-sex couples are getting married. I think if I had known that as a kid, I'd be more excited about my future.
It's awesome. It's awesome. It's a historic day for Montgomery County and for all of us here at the courthouse. We're very happy for everyone.
For County Report this week, I'm Sonia Burke reporting.
Love prevails.
Some good news if you are one of the 6,000 bus riders that travel through the New Hampshire Avenue corridor on a weekly basis. There's a new option for you. K9 was launched this week, and Lorna Virgili has the details. Lorna?
Susan, is K9 nothing to do with dogs but a new bus route along New Hampshire Avenue to alleviate traffic during the morning and afternoon rush hours. Officials call it the future of a rapid transit network in the county. It is the new bus service along New Hampshire Avenue with limited stops that promises a faster commute from Northwest Park to Fort Totten Metro Station.
This rapid transit corridor system has the potential to double the ridership and significantly reduce transit travel times. Those using the K9 route should see immediate improvements, such as new buses, more bus service, reduced crowding, a faster ride with limited stops, and better reliability.
K9 will help relieve crowding along the busy New Hampshire Avenue corridor, which has the third highest bus ridership in the entire state. Nearly 6,000 passengers on weekdays and another 5,000 during the weekend.
This is the future of transit. That's why this is so exciting. The days of the old bus stopping every couple seconds and sitting in traffic, we are going past that now. We are talking about express buses, we are talking about regional service, we are talking about WMATA, Montgomery County, and the District of Columbia working together to create a better transit future for our residents.
Buses will operate every 15 to 20 minutes in each direction during morning and evening rush hours. Less stops will mean a faster trip for users.
The project to accelerate the time that it takes to get in this corridor on bus is one of the most important transportation priorities in this part of the region. And I'm really excited to see Metro moving forward in this area, and I'm glad that the county government is supporting it, and I look forward to continuing to enhance this service area in the coming years.
The next step would be to expand the new K9 route to the Food and Drug Administration in White Oak and to the future Purple Line. For bus schedule and route information, customers can visit www.wamata.com/bus. For County Report this week in Silver Spring, I'm Lorna Virgili.
The Montgomery County Liquor Board has given preliminary approval to the first application to see alcohol in the town of Damascus. Damascus has been a dry town for 132 years. But this year's voters overwhelmingly approved a ballot question that would allow the sale of beer and wine in Damascus, the last dry town in the state. Reaction to the arrival of alcohol has been mixed, but Council Vice President Craig Rice says the new law will be beneficial to the town's economy.
Well, I think that economic development is extremely important, and a lot of people don't see Damascus as an economic development opportunity, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. There are a number of different private entities as well as some others that are out there looking at ways to develop Damascus and to really help Damascus grow, keeping its character. Again, Damascus will never be a Rockville or Bethesda, but it certainly can benefit from some of those economic development opportunities, and then great restaurants and things like that that really weren't interested based on the fact that it was a dry town. And now that that's there, I think you'll see some of those things coming very soon.
Still to come on County Report this week, Montgomery County Public Schools receive a special gift from Gallaudet University. And we'll have the story of a four-legged crime fighter for the city of Rockville when County Report this week continues.
Montgomery County High School and middle school students compete for cash in the Keeping It Safe Under 21 Alcohol Prevention Coalition PSA contest. Middle school students can win up to $500, while high school students can win up to $1,000. Enter your video between January 28th and 31st. Entries must be 30 seconds in length. The message? Underage drinking. Entry forms can be found online at montgomerycountymd.gov/KIS. Get your entries ready and remember to keep it safe.
Welcome back to County Report this week. Theft from vehicles is a very common crime here in Montgomery County. Officer Rebecca Innocenti is here to tell us about that and what residents can do to protect their vehicles. Officer, welcome. Tell us what we need to know.
Thank you, Susan. That's correct. Theft from vehicles is a very common problem in Montgomery County. Just recently, we released video of a suspect that was captured on home video surveillance breaking into 3 vehicles in a driveway of a residence in Chevy Chase. Now, as you watch that video, you see a suspect enter 3 of 4 vehicles parked in that driveway. All 3 of those vehicles were unlocked. So we want to remind residents that the easiest way to prevent theft from vehicles is to lock your vehicle and remove all valuables from that vehicle. Often in these home videos, the suspect is seen trying handles to these vehicles, and when they're locked, they simply move on to unlocked vehicles. Unlocked vehicles are the easiest target. So again, the easiest way to prevent theft from vehicles is to lock your vehicle doors.
Does seem like common sense, but we do forget every once in a while. Also tell us about a rash of thefts from mailboxes here in Montgomery County. We've been hearing about this.
That's correct, Susan. Since October, the Montgomery County Police Department and the U.S. Postal Inspection Service have been investigating 4 cases of mail theft in the county. But we do believe as we look over records and more reports, we will find more victims of mail theft. In these cases, a victim deposits a piece of mail in their mailbox, and a suspect comes by, takes that mail, and often that mail contains a check. That suspect will change that check, and attempt to deposit the check or successfully deposit it at a local bank. And the victim doesn't even realize they've been a victim of this crime until sometime later when they're looking at their banking activity or a banking statement. So first and foremost, we want people to look at their banking statement and be aware of any suspicious activity. Also, if they do see suspicious activity, to please report this mail theft to your police department. And finally, if you do have an important check, important mail, please drop it off at your local post office or a post office box to ensure that it gets to the destination safely.
Good advice. Thanks so much, Officer Rebecca Innocenti, Montgomery County Police. County police have arrested a recipient of low-income housing subsidies of fraud. Bernadette Hall fraudulently misrepresented her income to the county's Housing Opportunities Commission. She altered 2 of her paychecks in 2012, making it appear she had a lower income, which resulted in her receiving more than $2,600 additional in rent subsidies. She has been charged with numerous offenses, including forgery and theft. Students at Earl B. Wood Middle School in Rockville recently received a very generous gift from Gallaudet University of Washington. Here with that story is MCPS TV.
Students from Earl B. Wood Middle School and from the school's Deaf and Hard of Hearing program gathered Thursday, December 20th, to celebrate a donation of books from Gallaudet University. The university is one of the nation's premier post-secondary programs for the hearing impaired.
The donation of information and knowledge is always great, so we are going to share the books with our students, our staff, and our parents.
The school's media center received 25 different books on deaf education and the culture of deafness.
Some people are very interested in sign language and deaf culture and all of that, and so when they read the books, they will understand more.
I have always wanted to learn how to sign, but for me it's always been very hard to get my hands on the resources that I needed to sign. So I just really look forward to the day when some of my friends who are deaf will be able to walk up to me and we can just sign back and forth and have our own conversations.
At the event, University President Dr. T. Allen Hurwitz shared knowledge about the history of deaf education and watched student presentations.
He met Thomas Hopkins Gallaudet, who wanted Clark to help him open the first permanent school for the deaf in the United States.
I'm in awe, actually, of their ability to express themselves. They were very articulate, and it shows that they've done their homework. But the most important thing is that they have passion about that topic.
Our whole goal for all of our students is to be career and college ready, and for them to have that direct connection to a college, for the university president to come here and share experiences with our students and offer our students the opportunity to come visit the university and experience that. To me, it's a wonderful opportunity to have a partnership and for kids to see their future.
The collection of books donated was created by Gallaudet University Press in honor of the university's 150th anniversary. The Rockville City Police Department is always on the go to keep crime off Rockville streets with trained personnel on 2 legs as well as 4. Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer has more.
This is K9 Recon. He's about 2.5 years old. He's what's called a sable German Shepherd. He's from Czech lines.
Recon is the newest member of Rockville's K9 Unit. Joining the ranks of K9 officers Boomer and Rocco, Recon is ready for duty.
You can see he's just happy to be here. He's happy to be at work. He loves getting in the car, loves coming to work and getting out of the car and trying to find things, and they love to work.
Recon went through months of police training involving intense mental and physical tests to prepare for life on the force.
Myself and my partner Recon have just completed a 16-week basic K9 patrol school, which involves teaching all the obedience, teaching of agility, doing scent work where that involves tracking subjects as well as finding missing items or articles. They also do criminal apprehension and handler protection. So for the last 16 weeks, for 10 hours a day, we've been meeting and we work in partnership with Montgomery County Police.
With his partners by his side, Corporal Heath Marshall knows that the city's K9 unit has made a difference in helping to keep Rockville safe.
Increased manpower, using the dog's capabilities, their vision, their speed, their sense of smell, to detect things that we normally wouldn't be able to detect. And it's a benefit for us for officer safety. You have a building search, you don't know where the suspect's at. Well, the dog's going to be able to tell you where the suspect's at, even if they're hiding somewhere, and they're going to be able to tell you by the use of their nose. Also, their vision at night. They can see at night where, we'd still need a flashlight. So it's basically allowing us to do our jobs better.
While the unit is welcoming Recon, they are also saying goodbye to Rocco, who after 7 years is deciding to hang up his leash.
He's just kind of gotten a little older, and we figured we had the opportunity to get a young dog and train a new dog, and that way, Rocco can go out still in good health and retire, and the new dog's ready to roll.
To see more videos about Rockville's K9 unit, go online to rockvillemd.gov/police.
Councilmember Valerie Irvin was the guest this week on the county Spanish language radio show, Montgomery AL Dia. She talked about a food recovery work group that aims at feeding the hungry in our community. For Councilmember Irvin, positive youth development is a continued priority in the next fiscal year, and she also addressed what challenges she sees in the coming fiscal year 14 budget.
My proposals continue to be take care of the families who have been struggling the hardest during this economy, during this downturn. So we're going to continue to push for things that we pushed for last year, which are child care subsidies, monies for all kinds of things that families have been needing that they have not been receiving because the budget has been so terrible.
You may view the entire bilingual show by visiting the county's website, montgomerycountymd.gov. Up next on County Report, some Montgomery College students get a glimpse of Muslim life in America. Stay with us. Welcome back to County Report this week. Montgomery County is gearing up for its annual day of service in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. On Monday, January 21st, the county's Volunteer Center will offer indoor family-friendly service projects at the North Bethesda Convention Center from 9 to 11 a.m. Those projects include making snow day lunch boxes for Meals on Wheels, constructing fleece blankets for Montgomery Hospice, and preparing bagged lunches for county shelters.
That whole weekend, they'll be celebrating MLK activities, so there will be a food drive for Mana, so at all the Giants, you'll be able to donate food, or if you want to volunteer that weekend as well, Mana is looking for volunteers to help, as well as some other activities like park cleanups are even going on, and volunteer orientations if you want to learn more about different organizations you can volunteer for. There'll be lots of things happening that whole weekend that you can celebrate, through service.
There are plenty of other opportunities for residents to participate in service projects. For more information, visit montgomeryserves.org. Also, Martin Luther King Day falls on the day of the presidential inauguration. There will be amended schedules to public transportation that day, so if you plan on heading out, check these websites for information. The Prophet Muhammad has shaped the lives of more than 2 billion living Muslims. To learn more about the Muslims and promote an interfaith dialogue, Montgomery College has organized a film screening and a panel discussion. Danielle Stesky has the story.
It was not all easy for me when I started to wear my hijab. I was very young, I was 9 years old, and it was a choice that I decided to make. After 9/11 and me wearing the hijab, it became very hard because I received a lot of criticism.
Life as a Muslim in America can be a challenge, a mixed bag of tradition and modernism, mixed in with fear and prejudice. Some of the Muslim tradition is deeply rooted in a loyal following of the Prophet Muhammad, whose life and legacy was boldly highlighted in a recent screening of Muhammad, Legacy of a Prophet, at Globe Hall on the Germantown campus of Montgomery College. A diverse audience showed up to see the film, which also included stories of living life as an American Muslim. And after the screening, a compelling panel discussion took place, which included movie experts as well as MC faculty. MC World History professor Kelly Rudin elaborated on the power of Islam and its message.
Islam is a global religion and spread so quickly and so far into so many cultures because of the power of the message. And it was the first global civilization. It was the first civilization to draw together peoples from all across the world island, and it created a culture of very, very peaceful and prosperous trade throughout the Indian Ocean.
The event promoted an important interfaith dialogue that clearly informed and inspired the participants, and reminded many of the hardships Muslims in America face here and around the world.
I traveled in Europe, and as a Muslim woman wearing a headscarf, I could feel very unwelcome. I could feel just in the looks of people look at you with so much disgust, kind of, fear. So you just feel that's not your place.
But many in attendance said the film gave them a chance to experience what living as a Muslim is like in today's society, and thus provided them with a new and important perspective.
I have Muslim friends, and I can see this video, and I enjoyed it. I didn't know what I was coming into, but I got a very clear idea of what the word of Islam means and the connection to to his people.
For County Report This Week in Germantown, I'm Danielle Stesky.
When we come back, it's an Olympic sport that's gained quite a bit of popularity here in Montgomery County. We'll bring you the story. And Kathy Stanhope will be here with our Pet of the Week when County Report This Week continues.
The Maryland DREAM Act took effect last month. And if you've got questions, Montgomery College has answers. For information, links, and a video, visit our website at montgomerycollege.edu/MarylandDream. Register now for spring semester at Montgomery College. Choose courses from more than 130 majors and programs offered at our campus locations and online. You can register today at any of our 3 campuses or online. Montgomery College President Dr. Darian Pollard will be the featured speaker at the annual Martin Luther King Jr. celebration in Rockville. The event will be held on Monday, January 21st at Richard Montgomery High School. It's free and open to the public.
Welcome back. It's a game that is played by volleying a shuttlecock back and forth over a high, narrow net with a racket. Badminton may be a sport that's been around since the 1800s, but at the Bauer Recreation Center in Rockville, birdies fly everywhere year-round.
I was looking for a sport to play with my daughter, who was in elementary school. I found that I was getting a lot of good exercise, a lot of movement, and working on coordination and timing, and so I thoroughly enjoy it.
I started with beginner's class. In fact, he made me take the beginner's class twice. I'm not that good.
You actually play a game, you have that feeling when you actually play it and you win it, so it's really fun.
You like winning?
Yeah. I like to play because it's actually fun than like other sports, because like let's say volleyball, you have to go like and then you go like and then you go like and then this is different, you go like
When I'm playing it, I'm thinking about nothing else. It's the ultimate escape.
Oh, it's just a great sport. You know, you get to run around a lot, you get to hit this bird, it goes fast, it's fast, and you're moving, and it's a great exercise.
It's called a clear. In 2010, I was among the top 3 in the nation. It's mostly technique, so you don't really need like strong muscles or something to hit hard. It's usually what we warm up with, where you just hit a bird quickly. If you just hit the bird right and in the sweet spot, and you can do it consistently, then you'll get good power and you'll have good control and you'll be a good player.
Now it's time for our Pet of the Week segment with Kathy Stanhope. This week she introduces us to a fellow named Smokey who is looking for a new home.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society. And this lovely young boy here is Smokey. He is a lab mix. He's about 9 months old, and he was a give up, and I don't understand how anyone could give him up, because as good looking as he is also one of the softest, nicest, cuddliest dogs I've ever met. He just feels like silk. He just loves to pet and be cuddled. And the nice thing about this dog, even though he's a young boy, he's kind of an adolescent in dog years, he's very calm. As you can see, he's just walked in here. He's sitting nicely. He would make an excellent family pet. He's good with kids. He's good with other dogs. He got a wonderful evaluation from our pet evaluator here. He has a nice personality, and he's a very, very nice size. If you have kids and if you are looking for a good family companion, this is an excellent dog to consider. Lab mixes make wonderful, wonderful family animals, family pets. I think you should come down and meet Smokey, because he definitely wants to go home with you. He wants to be your best friend. Come see Smokey at the Montgomery County Humane Society and give us a call at 240-773-5967 or visit us on the web at mchumane.org. Smokey definitely wants to go home with you. And remember, now that winter's coming, be very careful with antifreeze. Antifreeze is a very, very sweet tasting liquid. Even if you put the bottles or the jars in your garage, don't leave them on the ground level. Put them up high, because dogs get in there. They can smell that antifreeze in there. They can chew holes in that plastic container. They lick up that antifreeze. It can be deadly to your pet. It's very, very dangerous. So remember, be really careful with the antifreeze this time of year. Right, Smokey?
Well, that does it for this edition of County Report This Week. Be sure to tune in again next week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Susan Kennedy. Have a great week.